Welcome back to Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. Got a video today from No Sims TV. High value man refuses to pay child support after DNA test proves that it ain't his. Please like them below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow time.
We take a look at a man who refuses to pay child support after getting DNA test results, and this woman here who is angry because her friend didn't open the car door for her. But before we jump in, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification.
Okay, so me and my friend, a Platonic homeboy, we went somewhere last night and we had to get out the car like 3 times. Okay, and he didn't open my door not a single time. So
You just called him a Platonic friend. Everything else after this, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I let it go by a couple times and then I said, now that's your 3rd time not opening my door. And he was like, well, I feel like that's romantic. And I said, wait, wait, this is a common courtesy, okay?
Oh, now all of a sudden it became a common courtesy. I thought it was chivalry. I thought it was men thinking that women were weaker than them. All of these things. Men pedestilizing, I can't even say the word right. Putting women on a pedestal.
I know we just boys, okay? I know we just boys, but I am still, okay? Treat me like a lady. Disregard the mustache and the whiskers down here, okay? I am very much still a feminine woman. Open my door. Open my door. Am I tripping?
Damn, you're being aggressive about this, girl. Nothing feminine about it at all.
Bro, open my door, bro. What y'all think?
Crazy.
So I want to talk about why men of this generation are scared of women.
Should I tell her, guys? Okay, I'll tell you. With all due respect, young lady, men don't fear women at all.
Nope.
In fact, probably the issue is women don't fear men or respect men at all these days. Your generation offers 1/10 of what our mothers provided. Barely cook, clean, aren't integral, dress up for other men not your own, looking for constant attention on social media, offering very little to the relationship and expecting so much to be done for you. You want a man over 6 feet, high-value man. You haven't the slightest clue how to earn a high-value man. Further, most of you were not raised with a traditionally masculine father. You don't know how to treat men. We're not scared. We're just tired of what you don't bring to the table.
Yep.
And you're going to have to fix it, girls. I'm sorry.
Now, I think she is right about men being afraid of modern women. And why wouldn't we afraid of them? They can destroy a man's life in a lot of ways, and for doing that, they just have to cry and then file a complaint, be it genuine or fake, and the guy would cease to exist. And next, we have a man who refuses to pay child support for a kid that isn't even his.
I'm paying child support for a kid that's not even mine. I provided for her and her kids. They came and I came and lived with me. I opened my door and tried to provide for her and her kids. I did everything in our relationship to make it work.
No, you didn't.
See, I always hear about the deadbeats, the horrible fathers. We never hear about the good men that take up the mantle because they think they're the father and then get destroyed by the system. We never hear about those fathers. We never hear about the good single fathers that all of the good outcomes and statistics kind of prove. But we always hear about the deadbeats. Like as if the deadbeats were more than just the good men. Because my father didn't leave. My uncles didn't leave. My uncles passed away. That's a different story.
You did everything but destroyed it. Affairs, abuse, cheating.
I highlighted, that's the name I'm paying for. That's the name.
Oh, this child, Theotis, is not yours.
It's not my son. I love him as mine, but in reality, the kid's not my son.
Well, sometimes once you're married to someone, you didn't observe that she was pregnant when you were dating her?
No. Like she said, we lived together a year. Come on.
Sometimes when you're married to somebody, and then you later find out that it's not your child, it's quite common for you to say, well, that's fine, I'll accept it as my child.
I did. I was so embarrassed. I didn't even tell my mom. I didn't tell my dad, but I knew. I was so embarrassed. And my co-workers, I mean, they bought me wonderful gifts. I can't even go back and tell them. I just had to hold it in.
You need to go back and tell them. Wasn't none of their business.
I know, that's true.
Oh.
But what I'm saying is I just kept it in to myself. It hurt. It hurt me so bad.
And you're saying that he was abusive to you, and that's what ended.
What kind of judge is she? Instead of looking at the facts, she wants him to father the kid he has no connection with. And it's good that he isn't.
She literally said, some fathers, still accept the kid. That's not the issue here. The issue is this man does not want to pay child support on a child that's not his. Get in line, lady.
Acting like an emotional fool anymore.
Yes, ma'am. He was very abusive to me.
But now, if you found this used condom in 2.5 months after the marriage, or 2 months after the marriage,
yeah.
and if you found him hugged up with another woman in the car, how long was that after the marriage?
That was about 6 months later, not even 6 months.
So how did you end up staying in it 3.5 more years?
Ma'am, I left him completely.
Okay.
When that happened. I have lived on my own.
For how long?
Since 97.
For the last 2 years?
Last 2.5 years, I've lived on my own. I make $10.73 an hour. I pay $945 a month in rent. $100 to $160 is what I'm receiving for child support. That's not enough. I have 3 kids.
3 other
total.
children, right?
I have 3 kids total.
So you're getting support for them?
Yes, ma'am. I get support.
So you just lied. You said you only got a 100 and something when you actually have 3 kids and you're getting child support for all 3 kids. So you're technically probably getting close to 600 and something.
Saying with the money you're getting for the 3 other children, plus the support from him,
yes, ma'am.
plus the money you earn,
yes,
not enough.
No, it's
and
not.
you want him to give you some more.
Yes, ma'am.
What she's making,
yes,
she's
ma'am.
making.
She is getting money left, right, and center, but still it's not enough for her. Maybe she should look at her spending habits before asking for more money, and her accusations should not be taken seriously until she can provide sufficient proof for it.
Devil than what I'm making. My job doesn't pay that well because it also pays for you to go to school also.
So are you going to school?
Yes, I'm going to school. I have to finish a couple of tests.
So eventually you'll make more.
Eventually I'll be making more. But I took the low pay so I can go to school and hopefully provide more for myself and my other kids. I'm paying child support for other kids also.
So you have other children?
Yes, I do.
How many other ones?
All right, Mr. Pookie over here. I was all defending you and shit, and all of a sudden you got like more baby mamas. Stop it! Stop it!
Do you have?
I have 4. I have 5 kids altogether.
And now you have a child with him as well for whom you're paying support.
Okay. Another thing, I'm gonna say in that relationship, she was the one who messing around. She was the one messing around with a member of her church.
Yeah. Oh, that's not very
listen, I'm gonna tell you. I did my homework. Here I am, busting my butt, working 2 jobs, 16 hours, 16 and a half hours a day.
Don't go back to that. You've told me that.
Okay. Okay. What I would do, we're in bed, sleep. I'll go to my overnight job. And I will go around the corner and I'll park the car, come back. She's out of bed on the phone.
You played investigator.
Yes, I investigated. She's on the phone. She's on the phone. I said,
didn't deny it. He was stalking me. You live in his house. He left his house to observe his own house. Is that really stalking?
well, something's not right.
When divorce court...
He should be more careful about his future and his family planning, because right now it is a big mess.
I mean, he should stop sticking his dick in a freaking women and blowing loads, too. 5 children? Come on, Mr. Pookie.
But that still doesn't mean that he should be liable for a kid that isn't his. And next we see a woman who is getting her delusions destroyed by both men and women.
What is wrong with men?
Wait, what? Did you say something?
I just went on the first date. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. We had dinner, drinks, got along. Tell me why this man at the end of the date goes, he walks me to my car and he goes, had such a wonderful evening with you. It was so great. Great to get to know you. Can I kiss you?
Huh, sounds like he had a really terrific time too, but I'm getting the sense that something wasn't quite right. Sounds like you have a couple of things you really want to get off your chest. Perhaps you could share them with us.
Don't ever ask a girl, can I kiss you?
Oh no, I hope you're not really making mountains out of molehills here. But haven't we already covered this? Haven't women already told men to just leave them alone and that they should never make assumptions about what a woman may or may not want? That they need to get complete and express consent before assuming anything? You know, that whole Me Too movement thing.
That is an immediate ick.
Wait, what? First, you screamed for years that we should never assume anything. We should always ask permission. Now you're telling us it's an ick if we do? And you all sit there and wonder why men say we're damned if we do and damned if we don't? Well, all I can say is this woman has given us a couple of really big, obvious reasons. Why?
Like, do you guys just not have balls anymore?
Oh, no, we have balls, but we also have brains. You see, our IQs aren't lower than our bra size, as is the case for some people. We know the risk in just assuming. We know what could potentially happen if we just lean in for that romantic kiss. Because not only is it a threat now that she might consider it harassment.
The way this man is destroying her BS is not just funny, but very satisfying as well.
Oh, yeah.
And she should be more careful with the way she is presenting herself to the world, because some people would say that it is highly inappropriate the way she is depicting the only assets she has got.
Weeks, months, years, even decades later, she may claim it's harassment. So no, the risk is simply too great. And men know that. They're smart enough to know that. The question is, why do women not realize it? Why do they not acknowledge that they are the ones responsible for killing romance?
Dude.
Literally, he should have just gone and been like, I had a great date with you, we had great chemistry, and then gave me a nice little smooch on the lips, and then we called it a night.
At which point,
Lips?
there's a significant chance you're going to pick up your phone, call the police, and claim you were harassed or sexually assaulted, and immediately try and file charges against the guy. Thanks,
Remember, unless you're a good-looking Chad, you're going to jail.
but no thanks.
There is nothing more unattractive than a man asking if they can kiss you.
And what's even less attractive is spending 10 to 15 years in prison for aggravated assault and having to file with a certain registry for the rest of your life. All because she suddenly decided that that kiss he attempted to make wasn't so romantic after all.
And men that do these things to women, they get put into jail doing these things to women, don't have a good time in jail either.
Men, do better.
Well, on that point, I agree with her. Men do need to do better. They need to do better at making sure that they cover their ass, that they protect themselves from potential false allegations. The days of wine and roses and romance out of novels or movies are over. There is too much of a risk to men to try anything like this. The last thing we need to do is to be taking advice from women like her. Because again, I remind you, gentlemen, at any point she can decide that she didn't want that kiss. Not just now, not just in a couple of hours, but years later. And you could be facing charges and having your life destroyed simply for trying to be romantic. Let that sink in. And indeed,
I do feel sorry for people like me, the romantic type, the relationship guy that wants to do all these things. Because you get fucked. We get fucked. Unless you learn everything, unless you can see the signs, unless you fully protect yourself and never give these women that much leverage over you. Remember, you first. Please subscribe down below. Really appreciate that. Good you guys next time. Ciao.